The Sri Lankan Navy is trying to prevent an environmental disaster. For several days now, a fire has been burning on a cargo ship anchored near the port of Colombo. The Singapore-flagged ship was sailing from the Indian state of Gujarat and was carrying thousands of containers, including chemicals and fuel. As a result of the incident, 8 containers with pellets for the production of polyethylene, mixed with burnt oil, have already fallen into the water, which has polluted the popular Negombo beach located near the capital. Emergency situation. Mooring cable breakage during rigging operations at sea. A Russian tanker with fuel oil crashed in the Kerch Strait. 1 sailor died, and the rest of the crew were evacuated. The old ship was broken in half due to the strong waves during the storm. Thousands of tons of oil products ended up in the sea. On February 15th, all 22 sailors were evacuated from the bulk carrier Good Faith under the flag of Cyprus, which hit the rocks off the coast of Andros Island. The ship, which was heading to Odessa, got caught in a storm and the waves threw it on the rocks. The hull got a hole and took on water. Coast Guard officers who arrived at the accident site evacuated the entire crew from the bulk carrier. A vessel specializing in collecting polluted waters and 3 tugboats were also sent to the area of the incident. There were problems when reloading from the Peter Rickard ship to Butovsk. Helicopter carrying crew replacements approaches the Viking Vision seismic vessel and crashes. A container ship caught in a storm washed ashore.
Japanese patrol boats. On August 15, 2012, a fishing boat with 14 Chinese activists on board entered contested waters near Hong Kong. 2 Japanese Coast Guard patrol ships were sent to intercept it, resulting in the fishing boat being captured. MSC Opera. In 2019, the huge MSC Opera 30-deck cruise liner lost engine control, leading it to crash into a small boat called the River Countess. This incident happened in Venice, Italy. The ship crashed into the dock, then into the small boat with a crunch, sounding like it was made of paper or plastic. Vita Spirit. In 2018, the crew of one ship filmed how a 740-foot tanker approached a coastal 18th century mansion, costing $1 million. They say the Vita Spirit even dropped its anchor to stop, but it wasn't enough. The tanker crashed into the historical monument, damaging part of the roof and the building's coating. Tsunami and SG-25. In 2017, the Tsunami crashed into a Turkish Coast Guard ship. The Tsunami's bow hit the smaller boat. This collision with the SG-25 Coast Guard ship flipped the small ship upside down, and the Tsunami didn't even try to stop. Stellar Banner. On February 24, 2020, the giant Stellar Banner tanker went aground and seriously damaged its starboard side. The crew evacuated the tanker, and the ship was put back in the water so an emergency rescue team could take the cargo out. The cargo was 3,500 tons of oil and 275,000 tons of iron ore. It turned out that the ship wasn't fixable and will be sunk. SCL Virginia and Ulysses. On October 7, 2019, the container ship SCL Virginia crashed into the ferry Ulysses, creating a massive hole in the tanker's hull. The thick, raw oil poured out through the breach and spread out along beaches near Corsica. The accident happened because someone on board the Tunisian Ulysses was talking on the phone when the accident occurred and didn't notice the SCL Virginia lowered its anchor in an unusual place. Unbelievably, the tanker appeared on the ferry's radar over an hour before the accident, and the SCL Virginia also lit its signal lights. Yogi. The mega yacht Yogi that cost $39 million also had a large marine accident. This fashionable ship sunk due to an engine overheating, and after the aft door jammed and water started flooding the ship. When the second engine shut down, the ship sunk in just 5 hours. No crew member was harmed, but they were all a bit wet. Carnival Glory and Carnival Legend. In December 2019, passengers on 2 cruise liners were dumbstruck by the collision of their 2 ships in a port in Cozumel, Mexico. Carnival Glory tried to leave the dock when the bow of the smaller Carnival Legend poked a hole in its aft part, pulling a part of the coating off. No one knows why this incident occurred, but officially, bad weather and strong wind are to blame. The Excellent cruise ship. The cruise ship Excellent crashed into a large cargo barge. The workers rushed to safety when one of the giant cranes on the boat fell right on the cargo, starting a fire. The horrible weather and rough sea were to blame for everything. Cargo ship crash. This crash happened because one of the cargo ships tried to pass by too close near the other cargo passenger ship, the Girolamo. The passing ship's aft portion got caught on the other's lifeboats. Now, no one was hurt, but the damages were substantial. Hansa Constitution. Sometimes accidents happen on ships that haven't even set sail yet. In April 2014, the 606-foot container ship, the Hansa Constitution, broke its course and went to the Hong Kong University soccer field. Entire clouds of rust flakes started coming off the anchor chains when the giant ship stopped right on the field. The responsibility was placed on the loss of power and a strong wind. MOL Comfort. In July 2013, the cargo ship MOL Comfort was carrying 4,382 full-sized containers and 7,041 smaller containers. The ship was heading from Singapore to Saudi Arabia, but the ship was overloaded, and the hull started breaking in half. One Apus cargo ship. However, cargo ships might be in extreme situations and not break apart in the water. The one Apus ship ran into a strong Pacific storm. The entire load of 14,006 1-meter, about 3 feet, containers shifted. 1,816 containers filled with batteries and fireworks, and 2 more filled with liquid ethanol, sank into the sea forever. The losses cost over $200 million. Luckily, no one was hurt, and the ship was able to return to port. MV Rena. In October 2011, in New Zealand, a cargo ship with containers and raw oil on board ran into the Astrolabe Reef, leading to the most serious marine ecological catastrophe in New Zealand. The ship started seriously careening and rocking in the waves. Over 88 containers, some containing dangerous chemicals, fell into the sea, and several others were thrown onto the coast. The captain and his first mate spent 7 months in prison for commanding the ship that caused danger for people and property on board. Florence Spirit and Alanis. What do you think the captains of these two ships did? It looks like they were playing some kind of game. Well, if they were, they both lost. It's pretty clear in the video that the heavy Alanis ship, weighing 12,700 tons, and the cargo ship Florence Spirit, weighing 14,000 tons, were confidently heading straight for each other. The two ships crashed and made an incredible crunch. But luckily no one was hurt, and both ships stopped after the crash. So, what do you think happened?
Incredible footage captured inside a cruise ship caught in a tropical hurricane. The ship is tossed from side to side, causing everything inside to collapse.
Be careful, that window's open. The windows are open, don't fall out.
A chemical tanker crashes into waves over 10 meters high during a hurricane-force wind off the coast of Portugal. A powerful storm of this category can or severely damage a ship. Incredible footage of a 12,000-ton cargo ship caught in a 10-point storm. There are very long and high waves in the Bay of Biscay. You need to be prepared for this. A fishing boat is sailing through a powerful storm. Huge waves cover the ship and toss it like a light boat. I wonder if the team is scared.
Peace.
The Russian cargo ship broke in half, unable to withstand the impact of the wave. The crew is requesting assistance. Rare footage from the bridge of the aircraft carrier USS Kitty Hawk, returning home to the naval base in Yokosuka, Japan, during a powerful storm. The starboard bridge at the bow was severely damaged by the impact of strong waves, and the safety net was torn off. Currently, the aircraft carrier has been removed from active service. The supply ship got caught in a storm at night. The whole crew on the bridge is filming a video. In the morning, the storm did not subside and even intensified. Massive waves rolled in one after another. It is good that these vessels are able to withstand such weather conditions.
Yes! Yes! Bring it on. No, don't say that. Don't say that.
You got that one?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Cool bananas. Cool bananas. YouTube, here it comes.
I'll look out for it. 3-meter swell in Antarctica.
Yeah, 3 meters swell. 2.5. Through a clean window.
Yeah, the window's
Oh
clear now.
yes, look out. Here we go. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Thanks for cleaning the window, Chad. That'll do me.
What's that?
Yeah, that's not a good sound.
I think that's the...
Check out this amazing video showing a Royal Navy warship sailing through a terrible storm near Antarctica. A powerful 20-meter high wave hits the front of the ship and shatters the portholes. But the team is watching this with delight. And they seem to like it? A large Greek chemical tanker has collided with giant waves in the North Sea. A storm of this magnitude may not happen often and is capable of damaging a vessel.
Holy look at that!
A cruise ship sailing through the legendary Drake Strait between the southernmost tip of South America and Antarctica was caught in a powerful storm. "40-foot heart-stopping waves that were enough to knock other passengers off their feet. This is really an unforgettable adventure, perhaps for which people go on an ocean cruise.
In a modern urban setting, recreating old-fashioned images like sailing ships must be accompanied by proper safety measures. Otherwise, a romantic journey can quickly turn into an unexpected technical mishap. The Spanish cargo ship Luna was broken in two by powerful waves just off the French coast. Heavy seas and strong winds made it extremely difficult for the rescue team to reach the scene by helicopter. A fierce battle between man and the fury of nature. A heart-stopping moment. Just a little more tilt and the boat could have capsized. Both crew and vessel hanging on the thin edge between life and death. I got goosebumps watching this. The terrifying wind swept everything away, turning cars into toys in the hands of nature. When the storm unleashes its fury, all we can do is brace ourselves.
Looks like this 235-foot-long super yacht was right on its way to dock at this Caribbean coast. But hey, something must be wrong. Look at how it's crashing into this luxury pier, causing massive damage. How did this one get itself on the walkway in Istanbul? I thought it was supposed to be in the water. This container ship wanted to dock ahead of another ship at the Karachi port. Sadly, the captain miscalculated and crashed into it with its left side. A total of 21 containers sank into the sea. And when you don't know exactly the height of your vessel, you end up in this nasty situation. Look at how this Brazilian flagged ship, Cisne Branco, collides into a section of the pedestrian bridge. It's hard to tell how this tourist boat plunged into this Westminster Bridge. This container carrying a generator loaded with 2,000 litres of diesel was being loaded onto a boat when it suddenly tipped, causing the crane and the boat to sink. The boat operators had to escape by jumping into the waters and swimming to the pier.
When the Russian captain swears, you know things are getting bad. During a heavy storm in the Baltic Sea, this Russian oil tanker was hit by a monster wave from the side so heavily that it destroyed several parts of the bridge. Luckily, they made it back to safety.
In the North Sea, a Portuguese-flagged container ship crashed into the tanker Stena Immaculate, which was anchored. Both vessels were engulfed in fire, and the crew immediately called rescue vessels. The collision occurred near the English port. The tanker was carrying jet fuel, and the container ship, according to some reports, was also carrying poisonous sodium cyanide. The ships have taken critical damage and cannot be repaired. No people were injured.
And when there is no way, you create one like this captain did. Look at how this fishing boat crashes into a bridge in Ecuador.
Patricia Guayaquil derrumbó el puente de la isla Santay. De la gloria, Dios mío.
For heaven's sake, how is this Russian cargo ship going to pass through this short South Korean bridge? And keeping with the wrong judgment of bridge height, we have the captain of this huge MV Windhoek ship, forcing himself through a bridge, and the result was massive damage after the ship caught fire. Now, this is probably what you'd want to call a narrow escape. This super yacht just missed a few inches and it could have crashed into this bridge as it squeezed itself into the sea. And there's this one too, which gets stuck while forcing itself through the Williamsburg Bridge. 3 empty containers fell into the water during the incident. If you thought ships cannot collide head-on, maybe you should look at this. This is how disastrous a stormy ocean can be to a cargo ship. Luckily, this helicopter came right on time and evacuated the crew.